Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I have a fun little project for tonight using a patriotic stencil called Patriotic Patterns tonight. And it's kind of an interesting transfer or stencil in that there's 4 pieces. And we've got stripes and stripes, but these are distressed stripes and stars, and then stars that are distressed. I'm going to choose to go with the non-distressed for tonight's project, but if you're a fan of distressed or if you need it for another project, you have it already distressed here. So it's really a cool concept. I haven't seen chalk do this before, where you've got the options of going one way or the other, but I like it, and I've got something fun to make with it tonight. Excuse me, I am hoarse. I don't know why, it's allergies kicking in or something, but I am going to use our beaded stars. Aren't these absolutely beautiful? I'm gonna crack open some iced tea because I could really use it. The stars I knew were beautiful, but until they arrived I didn't realize exactly how large they were. And they are going to be so much fun for this project. Let me open them up and show you them and actually get the measurements on them, because these are just absolutely amazing. My head's just spinning with all the different ideas or the different ways that these can be used. And of course I'm thinking patriotic, but I'm also thinking of Christmas time. So let me get that out of the packaging and show you what's so cool about this. These are beaded stars. The inside comes out real simply. Just turn these little things just like on a picture frame. No nails or cracked nails. So now I have this nice flat little surface that I could chalk on, and when I'm done, just pop it right back into the frame. I don't have to worry about trying to get in around that frame and do any detail work. Isn't that a cool idea? Some great creative minds going on at that company, I'll tell you. Honestly, it is absolutely amazing what they've been coming out with. I just absolutely love everything. It's been so much fun. And there's such variety, and I think they're always thinking with the designers and the end users in mind, and it just makes things so much simpler. So kind of in theory like our out-of-the-box frames where the inside comes out and you could chalk on it on a flat surface. So that's one of the cool things about it. And it's our couture boutique surface. So if I chalk this and I make a mistake, I can spritz it with water and erase it. Or I could do it in one color and erase it and change it. Maybe I want to do stars and stripes for patriotic, and maybe I want to do something different around the holidays. I could actually erase it off because it's our couture boutique surface, which is like a white chalkboard. Some of our couture boutiques are white on one side and black on the other. This is just white on the one side, and then I don't know what this brown is. It's like a non-finished surface. Anyway, we pop that out, get the frames out of the way, and then I need to fuzz my transfer, right? Oh goodness. Realize quite how thirsty I am, or didn't realize quite how thirsty I am. Anyway, so I'm going to start with a small one first, and I think I'm going to do the stars on it. And I hesitated a little bit when it got down to choosing my color chalk paste. I'm going to go with the Cadet, I think. I've got a couple different blues out, but I think the Cadet would look good. And let me move this transfer out of the way. It is rather large. It's our 18 by 18 inch. which makes it all the more fun. It's nice and big and can be used lots of different ways. I just can't wait to start playing around with some of this stuff. I've been putting it off, I know I have. And I really probably should have gotten a move on a little bit earlier than, you know, Memorial Day's right around the corner, but then we've got Flag Day and we've got Independence Day and then Labor Day, da-da-da-da-da. So, oops, I think I'm fine. So just want to fuzz that. And then, like I said, I'm going to put this on the small star. It's going to be the stars. And I'm going to just lay it over it. And gently press down, making sure there's no air bubble here. Then I'm going to grab a squeegee and some of my chalk paste. This is my Cadet. It's a deep dark blue. I could darken it a little bit with adding some black to it to make it a little bit darker, but I think I'm going to go with it as it is. We'll see. If I don't like it, I'll change it up, right? So just basically smooth your chalk paste over the transfer. What you're seeing on the transfer or the stencil is white, is the silk screen, and the chalk paste will go through the silk screen and land on the surface beneath it. Our paste goes on liquid, but will dry to a hard finish. Oops. Had a little hard time getting that edge right there. I want to make sure everything's covered. Remove any wrinkles. Any lines. Yeah, remove any wrinkles. No, I don't want wrinkles. Remove any lines in the excess paste. Put the excess paste back into the jar. And let's do a peel and reveal. I just want to hold this down as I lift it up. What do you think? Now, in theory, I could have painted this blue and then chalked on white. I'll think about that. I have a feeling I'm going to be making more than just 2 of these, so I could change it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm done with the blue. Let me grab my stripe portion of the transfer. Kind of scored this with my scissors and didn't really cut through it. I like keeping my backer sheet intact, so it makes it easier for when I store them. So let me fuzz my stripes. Uh-oh. Got it stuck to itself. You want to be careful that doesn't happen. When that happens, you want to gently lift it apart. Don't pull or tug on it. And it's warm in here, my fingers are hot, so making it a little bit more difficult than it would normally be. But just take your time, be calm about it, relax. If you cannot pull it apart or gently nudge it apart, bring it to a sink and run cool water over it, and that'll usually help loosen it up. Just a little tip there, being that I missed Tipsy Tuesday again yesterday. It was actually unbearably warm, and no, the air conditioner is not fixed yet. We're working on it. Whatever. Long, boring story. What can I say? So I'm fuzzing this, and now I'm going to do the stripes, and I'm going to just use my cherry red to do the stripes because obviously wherever the teal is, that'll be left white because what you're seeing through is the silk screen. That makes sense. Let me line this up. Now my hands are warm, so please forgive me if I get stuck to this. Just want to make sure it lines up pretty well. Okay, I'm having a little bit of an issue. Let me think about this. My star's a little bit bigger. My star's a little bit bigger here than, my star's a little bit wider than this transfer is. So I'm going to smooth that down. And when I do, I'll chalk it, and then I'll come back and I'll fix this little edge. Oops, it looks like my cherry red needs a little stir. Maybe I'll use scarlet instead. I need to probably thin that down a little bit, so I'm going to go with the scarlet. Which might need a little water too. Well, this looks a little weird. I wonder if that wasn't sealed. Let me dig around here. Oh, better yet, let's go with Bite Me. It's got a little shimmer. I like that. Oh yeah, this will be beautiful. So I see what might be a little bit of an air bubble right here. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to lift up and lay it back down. Yes, I do definitely see an air bubble, and I just got paste and got it on my transfer. Great. It's hard, I have to admit, it is difficult to chalk when your hands are warm. It's warm in this house. It's a brick house, and it wasn't that warm outside, but it's in the 80s in the house, which is absolutely craziness. So my hands are warm. And I do see an air bubble there. Anytime you have a lot of silk screen, you want to be careful that you don't have an air bubble. Just smooth it out. I'm having a hard time pulling this as taut as I normally would, just because my fingers are warm. Well, I'm going to go with it. If you do have an air bubble, the problem is the paste might not go through as evenly as it would otherwise, and that's why I'm trying to be really careful with this. If you would like to see more videos like this, get a heads up when specials are coming out or anything new's happening, comment VIP and I will send you the link to my free Facebook VIP group. Isn't this a beautiful red? Oh, I might be a little bit close on that end. I just realized. Well, we'll see. I might have to do a little touch up on the edge, or might hit it with a paintbrush or whatever, because the transfer, like I said, is a little bit more narrow than the star. I could have probably turned this a little bit and taken care of it, but I wanted them horizontal, so we'll see. See how it goes. Main thing is, have fun with it. Try different things. Give yourself a little bit of time to just let your creativity loose. Turn it loose and see what you come up with. Sometimes you could plan a little bit, but mostly you gotta allow room for the creative side to just take over and see what happens. I want to make sure I have everything covered. Kind of scraping up the excess paste. Back in the jar. Let's do a peel and reveal here. I want to make sure I don't have paste on my fingers when I lift this. I'm going to need some place to hold it down. And I don't have my detail tool here. I'm going to have to use a little stir stick, I guess. Or if I can get my finger in here, I could just hold it in place. I don't want to smudge. Wow, that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? And I want to come back over here and finish my lines. Oops. Because I ran out of transfer. So I've got just the edge to do there. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a moment. I didn't bring the dryer out to dry this, so let me just set this aside too. And let's take a look at my little star. I think I'm going to have to probably get the dryer and dry this. You know what, let me clean the paste off my fingers so that I don't accidentally spread paste where I do not want it. And my drying tool is nowhere within reach. Of course, right? I had it out here earlier today. I guess I should keep it handy. I have it in kind of like a little pocket organizer. It fits in there nice, but it's not anywhere close to the table. So give me a moment. Let me clean up my fingers so that I don't get chalk paste on something I'm not intending on. Our chalk paste, like I said, goes on liquid but will dry to a hard finish. And it usually takes about 5 minutes or so if you're using our shimmer paste. And of course the Bite Me is a nice shimmery red. The shimmers usually take about 8 minutes or so to dry on their own. So that's going to take a moment or two. Let me check this out a little bit. I'm wondering if that edge will even show. Let me, of course, paste on the fingers again. Let me clean them up and put this little star in its little frame. And I just realized I have some Bite Me paste over here right where my arm is, and I got it right on the frame. Let me wipe that off real quick before it dries, because this is wood and it would stain it if I let it sit there for a long time. So there we go. But look at the detail in these frames, in the beaded star frames. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? And I don't know, they're beautiful. I saw someone actually paint the frames and just use them without the insert, and they painted them gold. I'm thinking of actually using our gilding, our gold gilding paste, and trying that instead of spray painting it. I think that would be very dramatic for Christmas. Be very dramatic anywhere you used it. Actually, I think it'd be beautiful. What do you think? Do you decorate for Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day? And if you do, what kind of decorations? I want to do a garland for the porch, which is probably my next patriotic project, actually. This isn't quite dry, and I'm hesitant to actually lay it down without doing it. But basically what I'm going to do is lay down the transfer on the edge. If you notice this, I got just a hairline over here of the red that I didn't get because I ran out of transfer, and the same thing here. It's a little bit larger of an area. So what I was going to do is just lay this over it, but I'm a little hesitant to lay it over it because when I do that, unless I line it up really, really carefully, I might smudge it because it's still wet. Let's see what I could do here if I'm really careful. Yeah, as I bump it with my finger and moving it out of the area that I wanted it in. Now, our transfers are adhesive back, but the only place that there's any adhesive is where there's the teal. So I'm going to just gently put that down. I'm not perfectly aligned there, but I'm going to try it. It's close. I don't know. I might have smeared that up. We'll have to see. Let's lift it and check it out. Oh, that looks good. And then this tiny little edge, I don't even know if that would be noticeable, but I could see it. So let me try lining that up and just getting the very little tiny bit at the edge, at the end. Okay. There we go. How's that? Let me clean my fingers again. You know, normally I have a thing of baby wipes. I do have it sitting right here. See, never use a baby wipe on your transfers because they have like lanolin in them, and they'll make the stickiness of the transfer go away. But they're fine for cleaning up your fingers. So much easier to always have a wet wipe handy of some sort whenever you're doing anything with paste or chalk or whatever. And I do need to clean up the surface a bit because I have smeared it all over, haven't I? I have made quite a mess for such a little project. Now, all I have to do to clean my transfers is bring them over to the sink and run them under water. I could use my board eraser. I actually have one out here. Board eraser is good for cleaning your transfers, also very good for cleaning your boards. That's why it was called a board eraser. But also good for, like, look at how my surface looks so nasty. It looks all red. Made short work of that, didn't it? Okay, I know the surface has been around quite a bit, but it did take a lot of the excess paste off, didn't it? Quicker than I would have just done with a paper towel or something. Okay, clean my fingers again, and I'll put this together and take a look at these two beaded stars. Aren't they just beautiful, though? I just think the bead trim just gives it an extra little punch, and like I said, I'm probably going to be painting some of them gold, because I just think they'd be beautiful in the gold. Even without an insert, I think they'd just be beautiful. operator error here. Would help if I open them fully to get them back in. What do you think? Suitable for Memorial Day? Quick and easy. Let me know what you think about the stars. I have some plain stars too that I'll probably be doing, but I just saw the beaded ones, and I was so anxious when they came to get a move on doing something with them. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you soon.